we good?
Yeah.
We up and running?
Hey! Ladies and gentlemen, hey, Rick Berube here. Okay, live with Billy O'Keefe. We're here
hey guys,
at the
how are you?
Branch.
Thanks for
Nobody's here. Hello? Hello? So we're observing our social distancing as well. So Billy, what I'd like to start out with is, since I've been with the company 6 years now, you're always in that top echelon. I mean, 2 years ago you were #1. The year before that you were #3. So give a little idea of how you do that year after year. That'd be helpful.
It's a lot of discipline, a lot of planning, but mainly it's just been getting back to the basics, relationship building with my past clients and sphere of influence. That's been really the most instrumental thing for me is, going above and beyond, showing these people that you actually care about them and they're not just, they're not just deals for you. So, my biggest advice to everybody is, especially now during this time, it's all about connecting, showing people that you care about them, and building relationships. So even more now than ever, now's the time to get out there and do that. We've got a few projects we're working on right now with that, and the response has been amazing. And I'm happy to share that with you now.
I was going to say, tell me a couple of things. Yeah, absolutely.
So it's time for us to get distracted now.
Now we have a little audio time.
Again, all my past clients, everybody is very important to me, and I like showing them appreciation with even just small little things. So what we've been doing is delivering bundt cakes to everybody. And even just this simple thing, who doesn't love bundt cakes? Everyone loves bundt cakes. But this simple gesture has been just generating so much appreciation because, it's not real estate related, and it's just something to show people that we're thinking about them during this time, and just a little treat, a little distraction that people appreciate. So I think we started last Thursday, and we're probably dropped off about maybe 50 or so at this point. But again, these are people that are very important to me, and I like to show them. And these are things that we should all be doing with people that we know, our sphere, our past clients, and everything like that. And again, remember, coming out of this, people will remember that you cared about them, and that's really the most important thing right now. I think everybody should be doing something to this extent, even just calling everybody and asking how they're doing, as Mark mentioned many times.
And having help with.
Yeah, and like I said, just that simple gesture has just been so amazing as far as the response. So if you're not doing that, do something that shows your clients that you care, connect with them, and be personal. Okay, that's the most important thing right now.
Like, be human.
Yeah, exactly. Be a good human being.
It's like one of those times, like, remember when 9/11 happened? You remember where you were,
yeah,
who you were talking to, and what happened. And I think that this time will be ingrained in people's minds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Remember those things that you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good point. Good point.
All right, cool. So, anything else you want to add about Sphere?
No, that's it. I mean, it's basics, everybody. It's, all the things that you should be doing that you're not doing, maybe because it's a little uncomfortable, but as long as you have a specific intention about when you make that call or stop by or whatever, that's the most important thing, is have an intention about what you're doing and why you're doing it, and then it's not uncomfortable at all. People really appreciate you thinking about them, and again, just being a good human being and treating them, and just showing them you care. That's the most important.
The golden rule.
That's right.
I love what Dan Mum said. It's like one of the times in the history of real estate where you blend the golden rule with your prospecting, and it really works out well. I thought that was a great line.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's a smart guy.
He is a smart guy.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, cool. So now, obviously, times have changed in the last few weeks, last 4 weeks. What has it been? Day 29 now, I think, or something in Vegas?
I believe the official day was the 13th and everything, March. So it's
something like that.
Yeah, actually.
Day 29 or 30, anyway.
Yeah.
Which, so how have things changed for you? You haven't come to a standstill, have you?
No, I'd be remiss in saying that nothing has changed. Things haven't slowed. I think for everybody's feeling the bit of the slowdown. With people being on the sidelines, trying to wait and see. But there's still a lot of activity going on. We over the last couple of weeks, we may have sold a listing and 3 buyer sales. So there's still people out there that need to move, that want to move, and that feel that even now might be a good time to move. For the first time in 11 years, buyers actually have a little bit of leverage, right? And there are sellers out there that they feel that things will be worse than they will be. So so you can push on them a little bit, and you have a little bit more leverage to negotiate. So but again, you got to find the right deal. So we've been able to find some of our buyers, really, really good deals right now to help offset a little bit of that potential risk for maybe the net effect of this coming down. So, but again, it just has to be the right deal at this point.
Right.
So, but there is a lot of activity going on. Did you want me to talk about the statistics?
I was just going to say, tell us about, I know you've been keeping track and doing really good informative videos about that.
So real quick though, so to finish up what we were just talking about, as long as you're active and staying on a schedule and doing the things you need to do and connecting with people and doing your follow-up and just staying professional, you'll do some business and you will get through this. You just got to work a little bit harder right now, but there's plenty of business out there. Yeah. I truly believe it. I've been following the statistics, for a month, so daily and also week over week. And after the first week after we had an initial reaction from people, people were canceling deals, pulling their homes off the market. What's happened is that second week it looks things kind of settled down a little bit. We're seeing about 90 to 95 new escrows every day. Okay, so there's still a lot of activity going on, and these are, just to be clear, Las Vegas, Henderson, North Las Vegas, single family condo, townhouse, 1 to 4 multifamily units. So really the main things that we that would make the data accurate. So what happened is week 2, we saw people kind of settle down a little bit, and same with week 3 and week 4. So we do still see cancellations, but as of the end of last week, the end of week 3, cancellations have dropped 55%. So people are holding on to their escrows a little bit tighter now as they get more information in and kind of see where things go. And again, people are closing; they're going through with their sales. It's understandable that there's still people that are worried and might cancel. And I had an investor client of mine who canceled an investment deal because of the amount of cash he had to put in because his business was closed. So understandable. Like I would never get in the way of something like that. That's a specific instance. So
too much stress to do
it's
that.
Case by case. Yeah. Okay, and we have to advise people on and answer questions based on fact and what might be best for them in the long term. So, but I'm going to be doing my week 4 update tomorrow.
Right.
I'll put it on my social media page. But as of right now, there's still a consistent number of escrows being opened every day. People are closing, canceling a lot less. Okay, that's the big thing. Another thing is, even though we're having a little bit of inventory growth, it's not growing out of control. Plus, we had a low inventory market coming into this, so there's been a buffer of room for inventory to grow without things all of a sudden tilting into a buyer's market with which is going to cause downward pricing pressure. So again, I think we're going to get through this. And
inventory was tight before we started.
Exactly. So again, even with a little bit of inventory growth, there was still a buffer built in there. So when things come out of this, I think there's going to be a pent up demand also.
I see that.
So a lot of my clients that I've been working with, that might have said, hey, we just want to wait and see. I've got a whole bunch of these people, so that once some good news comes out and things start getting, the lights start coming on.
Right.
There's all these people are going to come out and want to start looking. So you're going to see a lot of that. Inventory that's built up probably start to disappear when we start coming down around the turn on this also. So stay in touch with those people, because they again, that built up demand is going to be important.
There's that, and then there's also people hit the pause button, that addendum, 30 days extension and so forth. So I think you're going to see a lot of those that waited go, oh, okay, stock market's back up to 24,000 or back and forth around 20. It was down to 18.5 at one point.
Yeah.
The president's talking about opening things up and getting, so I think a little bit of confidence is coming back.
Absolutely. So, every day I try to listen for like little ticks of good news, and, obviously take it with a grain of salt, understand that, we have to hear things, from the government positive and to keep kind of, keep people's moods good and everything. But, with them putting together the task force on how to reopen the economy and everything, it seems to be, that things are, that they do have some confidence that things are starting to turn the corner, and there's going to be some conversations about that also. And as I think over the next few weeks, right, as things unfold, I think you'll probably see a little bit more confidence in our market. I mean, there's been confidence, with the 90 to 95 new escrows every day, but I think you'll start to see a little bit more as that starts to happen.
Now, 95 a day, do you remember what it was prior to this?
Well, I think we're about 40% down.
Okay.
So, I don't have the statistics prior coming into this, but I do know that, and I don't want to quote Forrest, but I think it's about 40% slowdown in the market in the activity.
Yeah, and March was, let's face it, January, February, March, or most of March were pretty incredible.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of that.
So another question is, now that we've made changes, like people are working from home and a lot of virtual stuff, do you think any of those changes will be carrying over into when things go back to normal?
Well, I always work from home anyway, so. But no, you know what? I think.
Are you saying if social distancing was an Olympic event, you'd be a gold medalist?
I would be good at it. Yeah, exactly. Despite what you think, right? But no, but listen. At the end of the day, people like being with other people. So I think for some, I don't think it's going to create a permanent change in most people. I think the people that like to work from home will still work from home, but I think the people that like to come in the office like doing that because of the energy of the people around them, and I still think people will slowly start to come in, and a lot of that will start getting back to normal at some point when it's safe to do so.
Okay, so I have one last very serious question, because we have somebody watching now. Do you think that Tom Brady joining the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will have any effect on them making it to the Super Bowl this year?
Oh man, I'm a Giants fan. Sorry, I shouldn't announce that on out in the public like that. Right. So
big Tampa Bay fan.
Listen, name one quarterback that had a brilliant career that at the end of their career, on the downslope, went to a team and had a lot of success. Well, it's hard to think of that,
Joe Montana had some with Kansas City, and Brett Favre had some with
the Vikings. Yeah, still though.
But they didn't get to a Super Bowl.
Right. So,
sorry, Suzanne.
Listen, I love that he made the change and everything, just because it's going to be fun to see what happens. But I'm not sure they're really gonna go to the Super Bowl with him. Sorry, Suzanne.
It's the one season that might start on time.
It'll be fun though. It'll be fun to see.
All right, man. Well, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it, everybody.